What is up, my ducks and drakes? Welcome to the Crawdad Lake, and today I'll be checking out something that I didn't think that I'd be checking out. If you were on my live channel and you watch my lives, the link will be in the iCard because my live channel needs support and love, and so if you want to do that, that'd be great. But the Owl House was being recommended to me, and I'm like, okay, I'll go check that out. And while I was looking for more shows to watch on Disney Plus, I realized that Disney Plus has a giant catalog of Schoolhouse Rock things. And I grew up on Schoolhouse Rock. I still remember a lot of the songs, like I'm just a bill, yeah, I'm only a bill, and Conjunction, Junction, what's your function? And a noun's a special kind of word, it's anything you've ever heard. And yeah, I just know a whole bunch. I could go off making references all day, but we're gonna stop there and move on. But I found the Schoolhouse Rock things on here, and I'm going to be listening to them all tonight and telling you what I think of each song afterwards, and then I'm gonna put the songs that I listened to into a tier list. And will this take a long time? Yes. Is it 2 a.m.? Yes. But will I get through it? Who knows? And so I'm gonna be checking in with you guys after each song. The first song is the Noun song. Classic. If you don't know the Noun song, get out of here. I'm kidding, you could stay. But go, if you haven't listened to Schoolhouse Rock, like, it's Schoolhouse Rock, like, spoilers are non-existent. It's talking about nouns and, like, science and stuff. But if you do want to listen to it, like I said, all the episodes I'm listening to are going to be on Disney Plus. I'm not going to be listening to the ones that aren't on Disney Plus, or just so I could keep, like, a contained amount of episodes. Like, I know they're missing Interplanet Janet for one of them. I don't know what else they're missing right off the top of my head, but I do know they're missing Interplanet Janet, because that was one of my favorites as a kid. And the fact that there's no Interplanet Janet on here is just criminal. So I'll come check in with you after each episode and let you know what I think. Starting off with the Noun song. Okay, so I just finished the Noun song, and it's actually a lot less hyped than what I originally thought it would be, because I remember being super hyped and singing it in 4th grade, and that's actually how I learned nouns. You're gonna see this with a lot of the songs I've already heard. Back in elementary school, middle school, and even now, I use songs to learn, and I use songs to memorize stuff for school, and so it's not uncommon to hear me humming during a test. But I do have a couple of notes for the song, some good, some bad. First note is a bad one. The lady in the beginning, the old one sitting and knitting, is not knitting correctly. When you knit with the sticks going down, you cross on this side. You don't knit with the things on top. That's not how you knit. All your stitches will fall off. Are you kidding? Animation team, get on it. And then also the Conjunction Junction reference. When the train's going by, you can see the conductor from Conjunction Junction in the train of the Nouns episode when they're talking about getting robbed on a train. That's pretty cool. Another negative note is, don't scare Miss Jones, I swear. So, Miss Jones is my choir teacher, but also they have a Miss Jones that's being scared by a dog in this song. Like, don't scare Miss Jones, please. I love her too much. Yeah. But this is a classic I have written, and I think it's just the nostalgia and the classic factor of this that makes it good. Like with Bill Nye the Science Guy, it's so hard to sit through nowadays, but just the intro, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Bill Nye the Science Guy, like, just a whole bunch of Bill Nye things, like, it's nostalgic. And then she says, I met my best friend at the Statue of Liberty. That's not your best friend. That's gonna be your husband one day, and I ship. And then the record machine. Not a lot of kids these days know what a record machine is, and this is actually the way I was exposed to what a record was back in elementary school. After she played the song, she's like, okay guys, any questions? And all the kids were like, if a noun's this, and this is this, and they're asking, like, noun questions, and then I raised my hand, and they're like, okay, you? And I'm like, what's a record machine? And then they showed us what a record was. They're like, oh my gosh, you kids these days. And then I started a record collection, which was pretty cool, and the reference to the Beatles I also liked. So the next song on here is Verbs, That's What's Happening. So yeah, fun. Okay, Verbs, not have much to say about this. Like the other one, I didn't discover this one until middle school, but this did help me specify a verb once I did learn it. I didn't really know how to identify a verb until the song, which was pretty cool. This brings up the question, how did Disney get the rights to Schoolhouse Rock? Who originally had the rights and who originally made this, because it's amazing. please thank them for me. I never really liked this one, like with the swingy thing, but it did help me like learn in school, so that's pretty cool. So I guess on to the next one. I don't even know what the next one is. Hold up, I'm sorry. Conjunction Junction. I can already tell you that the ducks are cool, and I'll see you after the song. Okay, so I just watched Conjunction Junction. It was a lot better than what I remember. It has always been in my top 5 Schoolhouse Rock songs, but I think now it's in my top 3. But I'll have to rewatch some and just like confirm I like some. Like I still like Shout Around the World, and I still like other things. Things I like about it. I need a plushie of the conductor. He looks very soft. 2. I still remember like all the lyrics. I sang along the whole time. It was great. Don't know how that's a plus, but it's a plus. They brought up ducks and drakes down by the lake, and that's my whole brand, so I'm good with that. Also, it was this that taught me that saying and was a good thing, even though my teacher said it wasn't. Because in the end, he's walking on the trains and says phrases and words and clauses and phrases and words and clauses, and keep the train just word and word and word and. And that taught me that I could go, I like cookies and ice cream and cake and cupcakes and chips and peanuts and peanut butter, and like instead of doing commas that are and word and word and word. And my teachers had to teach me for 3 years straight not to do that, when Conjunction Junction told me to do that, and it was that put it in my brain. Thanks, Conjunction Junction. Next is a song I've never heard before. It's called Multiplication Rock Elementary My Dear. The song's called Elementary My Dear. It's season 1, episode 4. Never heard it, and this can be really interesting because I heard there's like a multiplication song for each row. Like there's multiplication for times zeros, times ones, and times twos. So that's a whole 12 songs based off on multiplication. So I'm pumped. No, I'm not. Yeah. Okay, I just got done with It's Elementary, and I hate it. Firstly, no one's gonna learn their times 2 tables like that. You don't explain. Like you just say, oh, it's double. What is double? Explain what double is. What I got out of that is just them going off the 2 times table, and there's no rhyme scheme. It just 2 times 2 is 4, that's elementary. 4 times 2 is 8, that's elementary. And it's like, there's no rhyme scheme. No kid's gonna remember this. Maybe I did watch in elementary school. Wouldn't be surprised if I forgot. This is so bland and boring, and who's this gonna help? Next is a song that actually could help you with multiplication. It's called 3 is the Magic Number. I personally didn't grow up with this, but I did perform it for Schoolhouse Rock the musical back in 5th grade. Yeah, 5th grade. And I do remember this is actually how my little sister remembered her 3 times tables, and she was 5 at the time, I think. And so that just tells you like how good 3 the magic number is already, but might as well get into it to find out if I remember it as good as it is. Okay, so apparently 3 is the magic number is a better song than what I remember. Now, I wasn't able to sing along with anything but the multiplication part. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. And then there's this part where they go backwards, like 3 times 10 is 30, 3 times 9 is 27, 3 times 8 is 24, 3 times 7 is 21, 3 times 6 is 18, 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 1, it's a magic number. And like, I don't know how I memorized that, but the first time I heard that song was in 2nd grade. And that's literally the only year I really listened to it. And if I could remember it from 2nd grade, it's definitely memorable to some extent. Just in the multiplication part is the only part that's memorable. So that's really cool that like it could teach you multiplication in that part. In that way. I hope I don't get copyrighted for like that part, last part. But like if you're struggling on your 3 times tables, 3 is the magic number is a great song. Next we're going to 4. Multiplication by 4. It's called like 4-legged animals, I think. I don't know, I can't read. The 4-legged zoo. So we're gonna see how that turns out. I'm probably gonna make this a 2-parter and just do the multiplication and then save the rest for later because this video is already long enough. Okay, so the multiplication by 4 song isn't that bad. The intro was unnecessary and really long and really boring and really stupid. But once we get to the actual multiplication part, you can see where the education comes in. You can see the value in the episode. or the song. It's not really an episode, is it? The way they rhyme the multiplication, so I can't remember it off the top of my head, especially since it's the first time of me listening to the song, but it's rhyming, so it does the multiplication, then a rhyme to it, going into the next thing and then rhyming it, so you could remember the multiplication with the rhymes, and that definitely helps with kids' memory and their kids' brains. They like rhymes. They close off sentence well. They sound good. Kids like rhymes. So when you don't rhyme, especially for something like math, no one's gonna pay attention. If they do pay attention, who's gonna remember it? Songs are meant to rhyme most of the time, and if not, they're supposed to have a steady beat. And Schoolhouse Rock, it really isn't known for having the best music, so like memorable lyrics do that, and this is exactly what they did with this song. The next one is Ready or Not, Here I Come, which is the multiplication rock for times 5 tables. And I'm not gonna say I'm scared. I'm gonna say I'm scared because multiplication by 5 is so easy. Let's see how they heck it up. I mean, am I right or am I right? Okay. The song about 5 multiplication was a lot better than what I thought it would be. Like, you would think that, like, I went on a rant earlier about the multiplication with 2s, how they're just like, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8. Like, they were just going off and they're just saying it's elementary between each and just making fun of the kids who are actually in elementary school. Yeah. This one kind of does that, but it doesn't. So, like, it does this, like, cool rap thing where it goes through all of it. It just goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. And then it goes to this, like, hide and seek thing, and it shows you this technique where, like, you count by 5 on your hands. And I was actually playing the game with them. And, like, they're like, okay, so hold up your fingers, and however many fingers you count while counting by 5s, that's what you multiply by. So, like, say you do 8. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and, like, you got 8. Like, it's great. This was definitely fun. Is it the number one way to learn counting by 5s and counting by... Not counting by... But counting by 5s and multiplying by 5? No, it's a close second. The number one way is literally just learning how to count by 5s. It's not that hard. It actually brings up a story in 2nd grade. To start off the year and know where we're at with our math, we were given a notebook. In the notebook, we were given 5 minutes to count by 5s as much as we can. So, like, within the 5 minutes, we had to write down 5, 10, 15, 20, and go on. I filled up 16 pages. 16 in the book. I made it to, like, over 1 million, or something. Not 1 million, 100,000 from my memory. And she took away my notebook at the 4-minute, 30-second mark. She's like, okay, everyone keep writing. I'm like, I can't, you took my notebook. And she's like, you got it now. God. We were told not to write on the back, so really it was 8 pages if you count the back of the page as a page, because we're going to do stuff on the back of the pages for the activity. But yeah, now I'm going to stop talking and go on to the next one because this video is long enough. This next one is it's called I Got 6, and I can lie, all these multiplication ones are scaring me, so I'm gonna go on with this. Okay, so I have so many problems with this episode because it starts off kind of fine, but there's no rhyme scheme, the multiplication goes way too fast, and it's kind of offensive, and there's too many things to assume. Like, for 12 times 10, this rich guy has 6 diamond rings on each finger. He has 11, I forgot what he had 11 of. I think it was camels to carry. Turns out then he has 6 wives, and they each had 12 children. And they make this remark about, no, it was 12 wives and they each had 6 children. It was the other way around. And it's like, Schoolhouse Rock, you want to recheck yourself? And then at the end, this guy, the main character of the episode, walks down to a subway. You hear a screech, you hear a scream, and then it goes silent. You can only assume that the guy walked in front of the subway, which I wouldn't be against at this point. The character is pretty annoying. And so now we're going on to the next episode, which is about the number 7. I don't know the title yet. I've yet to get there. Okay, it's called Luck 7 Samson. I can't talk. Lucky 7 Samson. I could talk. No, I can't. Okay, lucky number 7. Such a good song. It rhymes the multiplication, which definitely helps. The beginning is a bit unnecessary though, but I cannot stress enough how much that rabbit creeps me out. I think I'll have nightmares for the next week if I do end up sleeping at some point about that rabbit. He's so creepy. I don't like. You know what? We're going on to the next song about number 8, which is called Figure Eight, because I can't. That bunny's too scary. That bunny's too scary. Yeah, there's not really much to say about the Figure Eight song. I couldn't really pay attention to the lyrics too much because of how slow the song was for a bit. It lost my interest right away. Not good for a kid, definitely. Like one with low attention span. More so of definitely. I think I'm gonna stop it here for this morning. Very early this morning. I spent the last hour listening to Schoolhouse Rock, and there's 51 episodes, and we only made it to like episode a little over 10. What are we on, episode 12? I don't know, but we're not that far in, and we didn't. So this is actually going to become a series of looking at these episodes. The Figure Eight song was episode 10. We could do 10 episodes per episode until we get to 51. We'll add an extra one to the 5th episode. And so I hope you like this, and let me know if you even want me to make this a series. I don't know if you guys want to watch it, and I'm probably not going to make it if you guys don't want to watch it, because as much as this channel is also for my enjoyment and making what I want, I also want to make sure that you guys are enjoying what I make, because YouTube is a 60-40 split, kind of, maybe. I'll explain that another day. So on the screen you'll be seeing some things. Feel free to subscribe. I could talk. You could look at the Gift of Fanfiction right here. It's a video thing where you submit fanfiction. Please do it. Please. I want to read your fanfics. Yeah. Like always, do your best.